out. Ball out.
Bow, bow. Bow, bow.
Ball out.
Bow,
Ball out.
bow. All we do is bow.
Ball out.
Bow, bow, bow.
Ball out. Ball out.
Ball out.
Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Dropping by the mall out. Come deliver mail on y'all route. Show them what it's all about. Just get called out. Fall out. Fall out. Me and my clique, we don't fall out. Me and my chick, we don't fall out. We minding our business, keep y'all out. Break up, get up quick, then we hit licks till it's all out. I hate my job, I'ma call out. Boss of myself, y'all thought. I'm a recruiter, a high percentage shooters. Gotta keep rifles and Rugers. Some people just trifling and losers. Watch for the jackets at night, they be cruising. I can put together. A.R. Kinston Yetta. My hitters be tougher than leather. Can't nobody do it better. Glock 9 with the F in. Step in with my best friend. Best friend Smith and West End. If you miss 6, still catch 10. Ball out. Ball out. Stall out. Pulling up outside the y'all house. Empty till we all out. I got the juice and I'm crazy and crazy. And if you not a killer, don't say. Hit squad ain't nothing to play with. Undertaker and a grave dig. Best man like Tay Diggs. When you in the paint, gotta play big. Hitters ignorant like cavemen. Went from good fellas to made men. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Shout out, ball out, get called out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out, ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out, ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out.
Everybody, it's your boy, Boss Cowboy. Good to see everybody. Hey, we got a lot to talk about, so y'all definitely stay with us. OC might be in here in a minute. He had an emergency, but hey, we go always keep it moving and keep it going. So first, I want to give a couple of shout outs. We got my boy Joe Gentrino from Italy. We see you, my boy Tavis. He said, we back like spinal cords. Yeah, man. So, yeah, we most definitely back like spinal cords, my brother. So, definitely welcome. And good to see you. Then Wendy said, hey, now. What's up, Wendy? So, good to see everybody. I'm going to just go ahead and kick it off on the first topic. That's going to be pretty simple stuff, but it's something that's going on that we want to definitely address on this show. And Bob said, what up, boss? What's going on, Bob? So obviously, if y'all have any comments, we go feature in the show a lot faster. But I wanted to get to something. My boy Kermit said, what's up? What's up, Kermit? I wanted to get to this because we go talk about a lot today. The first thing is, this comes from Todd Archer, okay, with ESPN. And he asked a question, and I think it's a fair question. He said, does the Dallas Cowboys need to at least ask the question about Matthew Stafford? I think it's a fair question. I think it's something that we can just discuss. Because if y'all been on my page, y'all been seeing that this is something that we've been talking about. This has definitely been on my page for sure. And this is something that has interested the Cowboy family and the Cowboy fan base. People are really curious about this topic. They really are. And I understand it's a topic that's very interesting when you're dealing with Matthew Stafford. So I'm going to really just try to break this down in the most simplest terms. And my boy Mike Say, Boss Cowboy is the man. No, you the man. And my boy Gerard, he say, Boss, I see you rocking the Houston jersey. Yes, sir. Let me put some film on it. Let me put some film on it. Get this out of my face. Yeah, man. I gotta rock the U of H. You know I'm gonna rock my Cougars, man. Every now and then. Listen, I'm from Dallas. I love Dallas all the way through, but I also separated the shoulder for Houston. So I would definitely say that I'm a Texas guy. Now, if you hate on Dallas, I'm gonna go with Dallas, all day because I'm born and raised here. But at the same time, I also have some loyalties to Houston. My boy Gerard say, "Go Cougs." Yeah, of course. I'm gonna throw it up with my ring. So yeah, but going back to what we hear. Now, we're not here for the Houston jersey. We're here to talk about Matt Stafford. So let me go back and make it pretty for you guys. So going back and talk about Matt Stafford. It's a lot going on, and I think I know how to really simplify this. It's because it's not that hard. So first, I actually did a comparison side by side. And because one of the most important things, obviously, is age, as well as are you a winner. But one of the funniest things when I watch and listen and watch the fight, because see, this meme that was put together by Boss Cowboy Sports, this thing has totally went fire. Like, it's everywhere. Like, it's started all kind of wars. If you want to start a war, post this meme in any group. It's gonna light that group up, because this is a real debate. There's a lot of articles. There's a lot of different opinions on, does this make sense? And first thing I want you to notice is the winning percentages from both of the quarterbacks going against winning teams. And you know what you see? Obviously, Dak is much better. Dak is at 43% on his versus winning teams, and Matt Stafford is at 12%. And then, obviously, if you look at the playoff record, Dak has won at least a playoff game, and Matthew Stafford has never won a game. He actually even lost against Romo. And if you look at the fact that Matthew Stafford mostly has been injured, and if you look at the fact that even head up, when Dak's best weapon was a over-the-hill Witten, and Dez, who coming off that ankle injury, wasn't quite who he was prior to that. He still is undefeated head up. And a lot of people like to say Matthew Stafford didn't have a team yet. No, that's totally incorrect. Totally incorrect. If you look honestly, without bias and hating on your own quarterback, you'll quickly see and understand that Matthew Stafford had more consistency and weapons longer in his career. He even had superior weapons on defense as well. He didn't make the playoffs by himself. So, when a lot of people are looking at, should we acquire Matthew Stafford? Like, even an article that I displayed, when you look at that article coming from Todd Archer, he made the case that the cost for Stafford is going to be $20 million and $23 million next year. So that's why a lot of people are thinking he's a deal. But let me ask a question. What is going to happen when those 2 years are up? Has anybody ever thought of that? Like, what happens when those 2 years are up? You know what happens? Matthew Stafford is going to also want market. He's going to want to get paid. So the people asking the question, okay, we're going to save. Okay, only for a little while. That's one. Two, which makes this even worse, is you also would have to trade. Because they're trading Matt Stafford. He's not a free agent. He's under contract. So they're going to want to get something for Matthew Stafford. So what is the cost of a draft pick? Because see, that's how Dallas saves his money in the long term. They keep getting younger. So everybody that's saying they want Matthew Stafford because his cost this year is going to be $20 million and 2022 is going to be only $23 million. You're not factoring in the cost of him in terms of the trade. There's a trade cost that goes with Matthew Stafford. He's not free. He's not a better deal. And you know what I always say? And I've been debating this all day with people on different social media platforms. Off and on, whenever I could, I just debated them. The thing that's crazy is when you look at the fact that people trying to win, this is what I call it, and I mean it. People trying to win the budget contest. There's no rings for the best budgeter. You get nothing because you budget well. If we got a ring, we would be New England right now if it came to budgeting. You do not downgrade athletes for cost savings. That's not the game we play. The game we playing is a football game. And in that football game, you need players. And the thing is, what players is going to give you the biggest chance of winning? So the logic that's out there just doesn't make sense. So let me take some of the things that y'all saying. So first of all, my boy William said, "What's good, boss?" So we go obviously, what's up, William? And then Reggie, let me see what you're talking about. My boy Reggie say, let me check you out, Reggie. All right, hold on. Let me get you in here. There you go. Comparing these two is like the example you gave a few shows ago about the freshman that's just as good as the senior. Go with the freshman. Exactly, Reggie. You don't go older, more injury prone because you're going to save. If that was the case, we should keep Andy Dalton. You just don't do that. So like some of the ideas that's out there is just not winning football ideas. I'm gonna take somebody else. My boy Michael Evans. Let me take you, my brother. He said, "Boss, the haters and the fake fans don't care about all this, bro. They'll rather see anyone else get their money. Except for Dak." Oh. Listen, man, I have to turn the music off on that, man, because you just preaching too hard. Goodness gracious, bro. Like, facts. Man, you know, I put that, actually, Michael, I put that on my page. Exactly what you said. Because at this point, let's just be honest. Come on, y'all. Listen, I'm not finna fake with y'all. There is no way you can put Dak and Matthew Stafford side by side. No way. And say you on Matthew Stafford. Because the same people, to Matthew's point, I'm calling you Matthew, Michael. Sorry, Mike. To Michael's point, there is no way you say, I hate Dak. He can't beat winning teams. Dak, he suck against winning teams. And then go with Mr. 12% for his career. It's crazy. Like, bro, you expose yourself. Like, I was listening to your BS. I was listening to your lie. You was doing good. Great liar. You're a great liar. You was doing great. Until somebody comparable was way worse. And then you want to stand up and say that's what you want. See, no. You showed that what you showing, and I mean this, what you showing is the reasons you don't like Dak has nothing to do with football. I'm gonna let that marinate. Has nothing to do with football. All those people, Dak can't win against winning teams. Dak suck against winning teams. The same people that turn around and say, but I take Matthew Stafford. Oh man, I gotta laugh at that, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's what we hearing. So listen, I'm asking everybody, do this. If you see that, grab the Boss Cowboy meme. All right, I already got it made for you. Listen, I'm gonna say it like this: it's liar proof. You can't lie. You can't. All right? You can't lie on this. So when they start talking that Dak not good against winning teams, but we want Matthew Stafford, just shoot this at him, man. Listen, I made it real liar proof. You can't lie. So if you want to expose the people, because see, I give it 4 reasons, and I say this all the time. It's 4 reasons people don't like Dak. I'm going to show my face when I do it. These are the 4 reasons people don't like Dak. I'm going to tell you. Number 1, Romo. That's the number 1 reason. We are divided over Romo. Still, it's amazing. He's the number 1 reason. There's a lot of people who sincerely, point to me. I'm telling the truth. Yes, I'm telling the truth. I'm no lies on what I'm saying. Yes, it's people that's real mad right now over Romo. They still think from 5 years ago that Romo woulda, coulda, shoulda taken us to a Super Bowl in 2016. And guess what? He might have, but who can argue woulda, coulda, shoulda? You can't. So it's like we mad over something nobody can prove. That's number 1. I call it the 4 R's, Romo. Number 2, I'm not gonna lie to you today, man. I'm gonna tell you the truth today. This is all about Boss Cowboy telling the truth. Number 2, reporters. The second R, reporters. Because people clickbait us. That's what they do. And they say all kind of stuff to make our fans watch and our haters watch. We got a big base. We run, I call a Mayweather marketing. What's up, Frank? He say, salute, boss. What's up? Yeah, so we got a big base, man. I'm talking about big. And so when they marketing, those reporters will go out there and they'll make up silly arguments like Dak can't carry a team, and before we pay him, he gotta show us he can carry. Like these new rules. It's like, where did that come from? Like, when did that become a standard for payment, for enumeration? That's not a standard carrying. You're supposed to do your job. But they say stuff like that, and when you see Shannon Sharp and all these, guys that's in the Hall of Fame, they not putting it together that they saying that for ratings. They pimping Dallas for eyeballs. That's what's going on. Hold on, my boy Gerard there. Let me read what you said. He said, that me boss with Romo, but I moved on. Oh yeah, Gerard. Oh God, Jesus, you was a Romo guy. I'm sorry. It's okay though. You moved on. At least you moved on. 5 years. All right. So Romo 1, 2 reporters, 3. I'm finna tell you the truth. Don't look at me and say I'm lying either, because I'm telling the truth. All right? Y'all don't say I'm lying. I'm telling you the truth. The third reason, I'm telling the truth. The third reason. Y'all ready? It's in order too. I'm telling you in order. Racism. There's some people out there don't like that because he black. Yeah. And see, when you debating these people, they fake, man. They the fakest people in the world, you know, because they try to act like it's not. These are the same people who will say, give me Matthew Stafford. Hold on. You was just saying, Mr. Racist. Obviously I'm not saying all, but some of these people out here, yeah, you know who you are. You got your KKK card. Let's be honest. Yeah. You was one of them people storming the Capitol. And obviously all them people wasn't racist. But a lot of them people was racist. And you was one. Yeah. That's why. And I got the facts. I got the proof. I'm not going to put people out there. But hey, man, I blog. So I see a lot. And a lot of people come at me. I'm telling you. I battle out here and I tell the truth. Yeah. One guy told me, white guy, he just told me straight up. I was like, wow, at least you said it. He said, man, I want my quarterback white. That's why they don't like that. Some of them. Let's be real. So I said I was going to give you 4, but I only gave you 3. So Romo is 1. 2 for sure is reporters. 3, racism. Number 4 for sure, and this is the people we all got to be patient with. These are the people we shouldn't be. The fourth person, give them grace. I call them remedial. Okay? They really mean well. They're mad at Dak because of everybody on the outside influences is telling them that Dak is average and they don't have the football experience or played it or watched it enough or coached it enough to really be able to sift through the lies. So it's not really their fault. So as we fighting these guys, I'm gonna just be honest. Sometimes what you want to do is you want to try to figure out which one of the 4 are you dealing with. Are you a Romo offended person? Because if that's you, I'm gonna go at you hard. Are you influenced by reporters? Okay, if you influenced by reporters, then I'm gonna give you some grace and I'm gonna talk to you like back and forth, reasoning with you. If you're a racist, I have no patience for you, and I would display it without apology. And 4th, if you're remedial and you saying stuff like it's stuff, I'm gonna tell you one way to spot a remedial fan that don't like Dak. The remedial fan that doesn't like Dak is going to be that fan that says stuff like, Dak is only throwing for 400 yards because he's going against a prevent. Listen, man, let me stop for a second. I gotta address that. Listen, he can only do it against a prevent defense. Listen, sometimes you gotta pull rank, man. This is a real jersey, okay, that I played Division I football, okay? It's my jersey, okay, that I went to war with. Now, obviously playing Division I, I'm not acting like I'm the man, but obviously we had schemes. So I was a cornerback. And as a cornerback, you don't think I know what a prevent defense is? Like, I should know that like the back of my hand. I do. And let me just tell people what a prevent defense is. You might send this to some of the haters, and I'm going to cut this up too. So I'm going to cut it up where you can send it to the haters. To explain what a prevent is. Prevent is when the corners, the safety, sometimes even the linebackers can back up as far as 20 to 30 yards. And what they're doing is they're trying to stop a Hail Mary throw. And that's like a miracle throw. So, like if a team is down by 6 and they need a touchdown to win, they'll call prevent defense and everybody has to back up. Even what they do sometimes, they'll take sometimes your best offensive players and most freakish players and put them back there in prevent. So if anybody ever remember when Miami came back on New England, in that prevent defense, they had Gronk. I don't know if people remember that, but look it up. When Miami came back on New England, they upset them about 2 years ago. That was prevent. So no teams are running prevent like how they say with us, we got behind in the first quarter and we went to a prevent. No, none of the defensive players backed up 30 yards, man. That didn't happen. And people don't understand that. They're remedial. They don't understand. But they think they do. They passionate. Man, Dak, he only throw. And they don't know. They have no idea that throwing for 400 is hard for any quarterback at any time. They don't just give you 400 yards. But the remedial fans, they mean it. But they hearts, they mean it, bro. So discern which one of the fours you're dealing with, and I promise you it'll help you deal with it. Let me take some of what y'all saying real quick. All right. So my boy JD say, yeah, it does, but 40 million still going to bite. Should have held tight on paying those other cats I mentioned. You talking about Dak money. Let's go back to the money then. JD. My boy JD out of Carter High School, Dallas, Texas, man. I know JD. Matter of fact, that boy cooked some good wings. Trust me. For real. For real. Trust me, I'm not lying to you. But talking about the money, since you brought up the money, the 40 million, it's not going to bite as much as people think. Okay? I really want to explain that. It's not gonna bite as much as people think, because let's look at my boy. Okay, so you brought up the money, so we go just go right into the money. So the first thing to look at, let's look at Deshaun Watson. Okay, so with Deshaun Watson, his average per year is 39 million. Okay. So JD, when a lot of people see that, they say, oh my God, that's coming out the cap. And that's not true. His particular contract is an extension, meaning it's going to start after his rookie deal is done. So he has cap flexibility to where Deshaun Watson against the cap, even with this new contract that he just signed, full of bonuses and multiple millions guaranteed at signing, the cap hit is only $9 million for 2020. For 2021, guess what, JD? It's only 14 million. Because the way these contracts are structured, you can backload the contract or front load the contract. You can make the pain happen early or late. It's how you structure the contract. You can have a lot of it hit later. You can have minor parts of it hit early. It depends on the cap. So a lot of people, in my opinion, my brother, they get that part wrong. They think that 39 million is coming straight out. The only thing that does that is a tag. That's why any tag is bad. And then a lot of people, JD, my boy, they get that wrong because it's 3 types of tags. So when people say tag, you're really supposed to say which one, right? So let's just talk about some of the tags because they also got to do with leverage. Okay. So you have what's called an exclusive tag. So with the exclusive tag, this is how it works. The exclusive tag, where Dak is now, has to pay him 120% of the previous tag. This is where everybody's getting that 37.7 million. They leaving out something though. They leaving out something that's exponentially important. There's another part, man. The other part is it's the average of the top 5, whichever is greater. It's a 2-part definition. So most people, when they're writing their articles, they just go with the 37 million, not understanding that, or they understand it, but sometimes it's too hard to explain through writing, so they'll simplify it to 37. But this the other side. It's some balls that's coming. And when you understand the definition, you know that's not good news. Because remember, the definition is the average of the top 5, whichever one is greater. That's the B part of an exclusive tag definition that people leaving out. Meaning, if boys start getting paid, booyah! That getting a raise automatically. So people look at Boss Cowboy and they look at, I see some of y'all fighting. My boy Tavis always fighting. I see Tavis, he fighting in social media groups. Let me call some names out. My boy D.A. Lee. boy had me crying. Fighting, Kevin, fighting. I see you, Jovan Brooks. I see all y'all, man. These boys. William Kermit. I see all of y'all, man, all the time. Fighting for the facts. What we trying to explain is, if you tag that, that's coming all the way out the cap. Versus if you give him a contract, you got flexibility. You got flexibility. Now, I want to take a question from my boy Richard Lawyer. My boy Buddha. Yeah, he in the house. What's goody, Buddha? Richard Lawyer, I'm gonna take your question, man, because I think you have a genuine question. It's not a troll question. I'm gonna take your question. My boy Richard say, the question is Dak 18 to 20 million dollars better than Stafford? Stafford's salary cap is 20 million, 23 million the next 2 years. That's a good question. That made me even turn off my music. I actually addressed that question earlier, but you came in a little bit later, so you go hear it now. I'm gonna just say it real quick. Basically with Stafford, you're not just giving up the 20 and 23 million. There's going to be trades that you have to also do for him as well. Okay. So what draft picks are you talking about giving up as well? So, and when you look at the history of the Dallas Cowboys, you know that's really our secret sauce of how we save money long term, by building through the draft. So actually on the surface, that 20 or 23 million seems like you're making sense, but if you look at all the components of the puzzle, it's not a good idea. on top of that, and I'm really addressing a good question, because I think Richard Lawyer, he's likely a passionate fan, and he wants to know, and he like, hey man, I'm loyal to the Cowboys. I don't really see how this makes sense. So, but I'm gonna explain it to you from this point as well. You gotta also think real quick and ask yourself, what's gonna happen after that 2 years? Do you think he's gonna come back and do another deal from the deal that he signed from 4 years ago? Of course not. He's going to want the new market. What's also happening in 2 years? The television revenues are kicking in. So guess what? With the new television revenues, they saying stuff like that it might double the cap. Maybe that's way crazy thought, but even if it is 30% more, you're likely going to be paying him after 2 years way more than you would have paid Dak now. Because there's something in finance called the time value of money. So whenever you looking at contracts, you got to look at the total duration, because the first year, second year type of stuff will trick you. You'll say, oh, we saving 20, Dak go cost 40, when he not, because you can structure the contract to where he doesn't, right? To your cap. You can structure it in a way, and we already raised that example. So I just want to address that, because you also not saying, is he $20 or $23 million better? It's not just that simple. It's also, what are you losing from your locker room? Will the guys rally around Matthew? Likely not. Will the guys play harder? Likely not, because their leader is gone. The guy who did everything right is gone. And people not players not robots. They not gonna just let the guy that was doing everything right by the book, they doing everything right, just all of a sudden we got rid of him for a 7-year, a guy that's 33 and he's 27 and injury prone, but we want to save 20 million. Man, the players gonna be like, you did that to Dak? Man, F Dallas. Believe that. Now they'll play for their money, but they wouldn't play for the Joneses. They wouldn't play for McCarthy. They'll be like, man, this place cutthroat. I watched this man kiss babies. I watched this man do all this work for this team. I watched this man play for $4 million while Wentz was getting astronomical money his first 4 years. And he didn't say a word. He didn't hold out. Man, speaking of that, I'm glad I said that, because that brings me to this. Y'all know, I just got to keep it 100, man. I'm not going to lie. If y'all come on this show, I'm going to tell you what's up. Period. I'm going to tell you what's up. But listen, we need to help grow Boss Cowboy Sports, because listen, people on high levels having conversations we've been having in Boss Cowboy Sports for 2 or 3 years. Bob Sturm said this: DeMarcus Lawrence had to delay his surgery. Zeke had to hide in Mexico. Amari Cooper had to visit with Washington. Dak has not done anything for leverage, and therefore he hasn't not received anything yet. I know what you meant, Bob. No big deal. Twitter. I get it. Double negative. No problem. But I get it. What he's saying is Dak has done everything right and they stringing him along. That's what he's saying. They had that conversation today on Twitter. Today. And Burgers and Blitzes, it's another podcast group. Shout out to him. He said literally every single star player contract where the guy didn't take it in the cheeks turned into a months-long public pissing match. See, they basically talking about what I wrote in this article. Okay, I'm gonna show you the article. All right, y'all stay with me. Okay, the article is real. It's real deal Holyfield. I wrote about the good guys in Dallas finished last. September 12th, 2019. And matter of fact, I didn't even say it like that. I said it like this. I said good guys like Dak Prescott finished last with the Dallas Cowboys. And listen, y'all stay with me, man. Stay with me, because this is real important, because this is history. And when we know our history, we don't repeat stupid stuff. Okay? I'm not saying the Jones is stupid. I'm just saying we don't. And we don't have delusional ideas, right? I don't like delusion. I don't drink Kool-Aid. That's not me. I can't stand Kool-Aid. Don't bring it to me. Okay? But y'all look up that article. It's on bosscowboy.com after this. Y'all go check it out. But I said this like literally 2 to 3 years ago is when I wrote this article. I said nice guys like Prescott and Cooper have elected to do what most fans would call the right things. Prescott and Cooper hardly ever responded to the negative public statements that come from their front office. Prescott and Cooper never held out. It is not in their character of Prescott or Cooper to play hardball like Martin. I'm talking about Zach Martin, DeMarcus Lawrence, or Elliott. So they are still waiting. I'm talking about Prescott and Cooper. They was waiting. Even after Prescott had a perfect passing rating and NFC Player of the Week in the season opener, he's still in last place. And let me just say it. I said, looking at the pattern unbiasedly, the Jones don't respect nice and good guys. They only admire strength, toughness, and discounts. There is no other way to see it based on the clear pattern from all the 2019 contract negotiations that came due at once. So the funny thing about that, man, just keeping it 100. This is the funny thing about that. I see both sides of it. But at the same time, the pattern is clear if you've been watching. Like, if contracts were spaced out, it's harder to see. But we saw all these contracts happen at the same time with the same pattern. They threw Tank under the bus. Remember? They said you're not no Von Miller. Right? But he was tough. He said, all right, I'll tell you what. Y'all trying to tag me twice? I ain't having surgery. No. I just tank your whole next season. How about that? Cool. Y'all want to play? Guess what? He was first to get paid. Now, is Tank as valuable as Zeke? No. Is Tank as valuable as Dak? No. The clear evidence is in 2016 when Tank was playing injured, our pass rush was ranked 31st. We still went 13-3 with the leadership of Dak and Zeke. So priorities obviously said those guys was priority over the Tank. Not saying Tank a bad player, but he definitely shouldn't have been first in priority. But the squeaky oil gets what? The oil. And he got paid first. So who was next? Zeke. And why did he get paid? Come on. Why did Zeke get paid? Zeke got paid because he held out. That's why Zeke got paid. The good guys like Cooper, like Dak, who didn't, had to wait. So when did Cooper get his money? When it looked like he was going to the Redskins. So he had to also threaten, I'm going to burn down this next season over my money. He got paid the next day. Right before the season, on the holdout. So Zeke's get paid. So some of y'all will say, what about Jalen? What about Leo? Listen, y'all, telling you the truth. You ain't gonna get no lies off at Boss Cowboy Sports, man. Ain't gonna get no lies. And I'm gonna tell y'all Jerry and them point of view, because they got some logic in what they do too. I'm not beating them up like, I hate Jerry. I see both sides, and I'm gonna tell you all the sides. But when you look at it with Jalen and Liel, you gotta remember both of those guys lost millions in a moment. Remember that. Remember that. They lost millions in a moment. Liel was supposed to be a top 15 pick. You're a millionaire. He almost lost it all behind a false case where he was a suspect in a murder trial, a murder of his ex-girl. So people didn't draft him. So he saw millions go through his hands, like at once. Same thing with Jalen. Was prospected to be a top 5 sure guy. That's millions gone. Gone. So when the money was flowing last year, the boys like, man, let me get in that. And I don't blame them. Them boys was like, let me go get some of that. But their deals was team friendly. That's why they skilled Dak and Cooper. Because if you go, like Blitzenberger said, take it between the cheeks, they gonna let you. The Joneses is gonna let you. They gonna, oh, you gonna give us a major team friendly deal? Let's go create some cap space. Let's go. Remember, they signed both of those guys quick. My boy OC back in office. Well, get on the show. Quit playing. But yeah, they signed both of those guys quick. Because they was team friendly. So let's just go back to it real quick. We just having a real conversation. We having just a real conversation, just a real grown man conversation, grown lady conversation about our team. And now you got this guy. I mean, I just got to shake my head. Now you got this guy. So it's getting ready to get funny with Lamar. And guess what they said about Lamar? They said Lamar, they trying to talk to him within 10 days. See, I want everybody to look at the difference behind how other organizations treat their leaders and look how Dallas treat theirs. See, people now think it's just Dak. No. Remember Zeke, who? Tank? Even Zach Martin had to skip out on OTAs. And Lamar is coming, and they said this. Lamar is the quarterback you should doubt. Not because of his ability, but because of his playing style. And but the Ravens are saying, we believe in him. We're going to get this out the way. We No, he's our future. Dallas says, if we can't get the deal done, we're going to tag him. Come on. We playing that game with the guy that's the leader of your team? Cool. But that's how they do it. And so when you look at what's likely getting ready to happen, you say, man, what they doing? But they do have some logic. I told y'all I was going to be fair, man. Listen, I get the logic. I know what they're doing. This is the deal, and this is why they fighting so hard. And I'm going to move on to the next topic and wait on the OC. He coming. He had him in emergency. Hey, look, this show flexible. Sometimes you go see me rock. Sometimes you go see the OC. Sometimes you go see 6 people on here. Sometimes you go see 3, 4. You go see it all. But in the meantime, this is the wisdom in what they're doing, because I see it from both sides. They're extremely tough. Jerry and Steven, extremely tough. But what they do, this is their strategy. They wear down their best with all this public stuff. Okay? This is what they do. They wear down their best, especially if their best is trying to fight back for a market contract, like Zeke was, like Tank was, like Dak is, like Cooper was, like Zach Martin was. They was all fighting for market. They'll string you along, fight with you in the public, wear you down, come back as if they're surrendering, but they're getting ready to burn you. And how they burn, I ain't gonna say burn you. Well, burn you. No, they're really burning you. What they do is they then say, okay, we surrender. We gonna give you what you want, but it's gonna have to be for 5 or 6 years. And they have successfully accomplished that with literally all of their best. Because if you look at Zach Martin compared to his counterparts, when you give up with a 6-year contract, you're giving up your youth to play for the Dallas Cowboys. The youth is your best asset as a football player. That's your best asset. When you see Zeke sign a 6-year, like you see here, right? But your counterpart signed for 4 years. You gave up your best years to the Dallas Cowboys. When you Romo, yes, Romo, 6 years with counterparts getting 4-year deals. Tyron Smith, 8 years. Counterparts getting 4-year deals, getting right back into a bigger market after 4 years. So when you look at this tough strategy, right, and you look at what they're doing to Dak, it's enough to piss you off, and it should be. But also, I get what they're doing. They like, look, we sign all of this talent because we basically make our best give up their youth. That's how we keep y'all together. That's their pitch. So I'm going to say it like this, and I mean this, man, being all the way fair, right? All the way fair. Keeping it all the way fair. It's going to take compromise on both sides. Let's go straight up, just take compromise. There's no other way to say it. The compromise is honestly going to be Dak doing more years. Okay? That's the compromise. Dak will take a 5-year, but Joneses, y'all got to give that man bigger total guarantees. You have to. You have to. Because the deal is not going to get done. It's not. Because Dak nor his agent, they're not going to be the first out of the last 10 franchise quarterbacks. They're not. They're not going to be the the first to not set the market in total guarantee or the duration. It's not going to happen. So don't make the offer. Don't make any more offers to Dak with a lower total guarantee. Because if you do, you saying either one or two things. You saying you making publicity money, or you're saying we really don't believe in Dak and want Dak. We don't want Dak. It's either one of the, either they make it, and I know they making publicity money off of this mess. That's why they do all this talking in the public, because every time they do that, we talk. And Jerry talked about why he's for gambling. He talked about the eyeballs and the intensity of how people watch. You don't talk about intensity of how people watch unless there's a monetary value in the intensity of watching. He's into eyeballs. But if he's still really trying to win, like he said, if y'all knew how much I would pay just to get another ring, y'all would be shocked. Actually, you ain't got to pay a dime, Jerry. You can just be quiet. Don't put your players, don't throw them under the bus. Let's start there. Let's start with free stuff. You ain't got to spend $1. Let's just stop haggling with our best in the public. How about that? Let's do like the Ravens doing Lamar. Let's start there. Free stuff. You won't do that though. You know why? Making all that money. So much publicity money. I call it the Kardashian model. We are exactly like the Kardashians. Exactly. The Kardashians are known for nothing talented. Just drama on reality TV, putting all your business in the public. People watch because they feel like it's reality, and you sell advertisements and you make millions and billions. The Kardashians is no different than the Dallas Cowboys. We are the Kardashians. We haven't won anything in 26 years, but yet we are the richest. How's that even possible? It's because drama sells. That's why we have the owner that like to keep drama going, even not paying your quarterback. And the only time they get serious is when any one of their best threaten to burn down the season. That's it. When Zach Martin don't show up, when Zeke hold out, when Tank say I'm using my shoulder, when Amari Cooper almost goes to the Redskins, that's when they say, oh, damn, we're a football organization. Let's keep football first. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. But it's like, I've been hearing a lot from my friends, like my boy Tavis. My boy Tavis, he been saying for the longest, boss. Tavis, I hear you, man. My boy Tavis been saying for the longest, boss. They don't want him. And I've been listening to Tavis. I've been like, no, I don't agree, Tavis. I think it's about the money. But Tavis? Bro, it's starting to make sense, man. I'm starting to think, do y'all want that? Cause I know y'all making money, but at some point, it's like, I gotta weigh that. Like, is it that y'all don't want that? Cause everything been saying pay that. So listen, man, I'm still waiting on the OC, man. I don't know what's wrong with him, man. OC tripping today. Yeah, I ain't worried about him though. We good. We rocking. My boy OC say open the voice back office. Oh man, what you talking about? Oh, I see. I didn't even know you was there. All right, hold on, man. The OC is in the building, y'all. So listen, y'all finna give a special round of applause for my boy when he enter, cause it ain't nothing like the OC. He rocking red like me too, man. Hey man, we feeling kind of like we on the B team today or something. No, we not on that at all, but hold on, let me get the OC going and then we gonna start talking, man, because we got some other fire topics, man. Listen, it's full of fire topics. Let me get the OC going. Y'all be patient with your boy. There he is. Boom. OC. OC, I can't hear you. Nah, it's you too. Hit the button. It's all good. It ain't me, it's you. It's all good. I know you gonna figure it out. Listen, while OC doing this thing, and see, let me just encourage my boy Tavis. You see how the OC was just able to walk in whenever he want to? Tavis, that's how you are, bro. You can walk in whenever you want to, bro. We got it already ready for you. That whenever you ready to kick up your seat, you just call in, bro. My boy Tavis has it like that with Boss Cowboy and the OC. OC, you on? Oh, okay, I'll hear you. I'll just keep stalling. But see, my boy Tavis, I'm telling you, he got it like that. So this is a perfect illustration, my boy, on how you can walk in. Auto, my boy Tyrone Church, he coming in from the YouTube. So we gotta feed YouTube. Let's go. And Tyrone, you hold down Facebook, man. You always do. All right, listen. He said, so you saying Dak injury might get him signed? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I never said it like that, but you right. His injury definitely might get him signed. So let me see if I have it. Okay, let me tell you why, Tyrone. Because I always say it like this. The ditch that was dug for Dak, they fell in it. Okay, and let me tell you what I mean. Oh, see, I'm gonna get you on. Well, no, you should be on. I can't hear you. I would just probably log out and try to come back in. All right, just come back in. Let's try it that way. You know how it is, technical stuff. It's all good. But going back to Tyrone, see, because they dug a ditch, they said, we're gonna fix you. If you don't take this team-friendly deal, we're gonna teach you. We're gonna teach you a lesson, Dak. We're gonna tag your butt. Tag your butt. And Dak said, y'all gave me lamb? Y'all gave me, okay, OC. He said, y'all gave me lamb? Really? I'm playing on this. That's what he said. OC, yeah, I can hear you now. You just had to come back in. Yeah, you good.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You know, it's like those old Nintendo games, man. So they got to take it out, blow in it, you know what I'm saying? Start it, everything work like that. Just start it off, turn it off, turn it back on, you back. All
Cool.
right. So it sounds like your sound is coming from your computer though, not your mic.
Yeah, it might be. This mic is acting a little funny. Can you hear me okay though?
I hear you though. You know me, but we'll keep going. So, but back to what I was saying, Dak. When they dug that tag ditch for Dak, that cost them $31.8 $44 million. All right. So they dug this ditch because up until then, Dak was Mr. Durable, never miss a game. So you think you finna get a whole season out of him, right? That's what they thinking. And when they thinking that, they only get 4 games. 4 games. 4 games. That mean that $31 million they paid was only for 4 games. So what happened is they dug a ditch and they fell in it. So now that money that you spent, you was hoping you was gonna get a whole season out of Dak, and you only got 4 games. So you was talking tough at first. We're gonna show Dak. Take that. He didn't take team friendly from us. Okay, we're gonna tag your butt. Gonna take Dak like I got Lamb, I got Cooper, I got Gallup and Zeke. Tag me. I'm getting ready to put up some numbers. It's time to interview for other teams. Go ahead, OC.
Yeah, man, I think that, if you're talking about Dak Prescott, you're talking about this whole contract negotiation, we talked about this before. Tough guys win. And I think that the best thing that Dak Prescott can do in this situation is really not to show up to any mini camps or OTAs. If he's serious about getting his contract done, he needs to not show up and not be in the building. Ooh. Not get on scene with a hot young receiving crew. And also, just cut communication. Then that way, cut communication. If you're really serious about it, we talked about this before, Boss Cowboy. If you're really serious, if you're about that life, you got to show at some point you're about that life. But Dak has been the model citizen. Right. Dak has taken it for the team. Dak has been blamed for things that were not even his fault. Dak has been scrutinized and undervalued from day one, almost, from the time he took over the starting position and played well. So, you got to look at this thing for what it is, man. At this point, the man is going to get paid one way or the other. It's 2 options here. You can go ahead and tag Dak Prescott again, and I think Dak Prescott will bet on himself. And he'll go ahead and take about his $70 million over a 2-year period. Then he'll hit the free agent market and get paid $42 million a year from some other team. Or you can do the right thing and pay Dak around an average of about 40 per. I even think that with enough guarantee money, you could get it done for under 40 per. Actually, for enough guarantee money, that is. So at one of these negotiation points, Dak Prescott is going to have to win. And it's going to have to be a win-win for everybody, not an I win, you lose, which, historically has been the Joneses' attempted model in major contract negotiations.
I don't mean to do you like that.
Come on.
I disagree.
Okay,
I agree and disagree. Okay. Mm-hmm. You all right. The way you get paid in Dallas is a holdout. But I'm gonna be to our Francis, all right, Dak's agent. Mm-hmm. I'm giving him totally different advice. Mm-hmm. I'm telling him, I'm crazy, bro. I'm telling him, man, sign that tag, go right up in there. The day they tag you, go in there and sit down and sign it. Don't hold out, don't do nothing. Just go in there, right?
Why?
Because they just spent $31 million on 4 games. They know the pain of paying that much up front. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, you want to play this game? I'll play it. Let's go.
But did that work this year?
Yes.
For Dak to get a long-term deal?
No, not for him to get a long-term deal, but it worked from his wealth perspective. You see what I'm saying?
But, yeah, yes and no. But because Boss Cowboy, we're not talking about $38 million here. That's not what we're really talking about. We're really talking about $115 to $120 million. That's what we're really talking about. And the risk of injury, right, again, is enhanced once you've had a major injury. And Dak Prescott has had a major injury. Now, he's been sturdy up to this point. I'll give you that. However, if he steps on that football field and he plays this year, we're assuming that Dak Prescott is going to come out healthy. We should not assume that, nor should his agent and himself assume that. So he's risking greater future. What's 38 minus 120? What is that? That's $88 million? So let's just theoretically say he's risking $88 million in potential future guarantees by putting himself at risk by being on that football field without a long-term deal. So what I say, go ahead and sign it if you want to sign it, but I say wait to the last stinking minute. Wait to the last stinking minute. Make them go through at least 3 or 4 preseason games, and I don't care if you came back and you didn't play well the first 2, so what? If I didn't play well the first 2, it's your fault because I had to get my legs underneath me because you would not sign me to a long-term deal. You got to get tough.
All right. I still disagree with you.
Okay.
All right, this is why. Because yes, and you're right, there's major risk, but really not major, right? Because you're dealing with somebody who had a freakish accident, not injury prone. You see what I'm saying? So most of his history says he go get through this. Similar to Carr. Carr broke his ankle week 17, 2016. Hasn't had anything happen since. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're right. Yes, you are risking this year's difference. And the difference that you talked about was the difference of 37 and maybe a guarantee of 100 or so, right? Mm-hmm. I agree with that. But you also gaining 37 to potentially $42 million all cash in hand. Right?
Yeah.
And you start your talks again with the television contracts next year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a higher cap amount to negotiate from. So you rated them for the 31, rate them again for the 38. Mm-hmm. Just like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins ran this play with the Redskins. He ran this exact play. He got 2 tags and went into the market and got a market-setting deal, right? Mm-hmm. And got 100% guaranteed. Yeah. And then he signed another 3 year. Nobody. So to me, there's 2 models. There's the models to where you say, I'm gonna make you pay me. But the problem with that is when you missing out on your workouts and you missing out with your guys, you also messing up your timing, you messing up your prep. It's just like Zeke. Yes, he held out. Yes, he got his money, but his first 6 games was slow. Versus if he would have been able to play, he would have. People, because of the holdout, they hated him because of the holdout. Except if he would have started fast, you can't hate him. Just like if Dak spent all of his time with his offseason with his guys and come out banging, everybody gonna say, damn, man, we should have paid him. That's 1. 2. He has to be selfish from this standpoint. If they don't commit to me with a contract, I will not commit my body to you. My boy Ing in the house. He say, boss and OC, what's up, fofo?
Fofo through the dope.
Oh, through the dope. But if you don't commit to me, I'm not committing to you. No.
But you are committing when you step on that football
meaning
field.
if you quarterback sneak, nope.
How's he gonna tell them no? They gonna call quarterback sneak. He's gonna say no, audible, check, fade. Is he gonna do that? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Is he
really gonna?
That's what I'm saying. if I'm being Todd Francis, you Dak, you look like Dak, you yellow skin and everything, yeah, everything, you Dak. So I'm telling you, Dak, I'm talking to you, Dak. Listen to me, I'm talking to you. All right, take notes. Everybody, take notes. Dak, don't run. If they don't pay you, don't run. Act just like the Mannings. Because nobody was scarier than the Mannings. OC, nobody. If somebody breathed on them, OC, what did they do? What did they do?
They fell down.
They fell down. I say play Manning ball. Like, if you don't commit to me, I'm going to go out here with Lamb, Gallup, Cooper, Zeke, and I'm going to throw it up. I'm going to play free ball out there. And I'm going to stay. I'm telling you, Dak, my yellow skin quarterback, I'm telling you, listen to Todd. So that would be my approach. You tell me what's the...
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
And don't give me that, like I said something weak. Nah, it was strong. Don't give me that.
Here's the deal, Boss Cowboy. if you sign the tag immediately and you should report to camp, OTAs, workouts immediately, you give up all of your leverage because you are conceding. You're saying, hey, it's okay. At least this year you're going to be good. I'm going to play ball. Now, here's the thing as a fan. I don't want to see Dak Prescott get out of town. If he signs that thing, I'm promising you something. I'll bet $100 he's getting out of town. If he signs that thing and they don't come to a long-term deal before the season starts, he is getting out of town because he's going to be a completely unrestricted free agent. And guess what's going to happen? I told you before, and I'm going to say it again. Somebody's going to back up 3 or 4 Brinks trucks to his brand new crib, and they're going to show him the money, and they're going to guarantee him whatever amount it takes, and they will be willing to break the record to get him, okay, on total contract amount, on guarantee amount, and only give him 3 or 4 years, right? So that's what I'm saying. It benefits the Cowboys, and it benefits him long-term protection-wise to try to at least posture. That's the word. At least posture. Hold on. Even if he's gonna sign it, he should at least posture it as if he's extremely disappointed, he's extremely angry, he's extremely frustrated to create tension and to allow them to know that, hey man, we gotta get this done.
All right. I think you.
What do the fans say? What do the fans say?
I think you was average in that debate. You was extra average. Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. We gonna go to the fans. But I think Tavis summed it up. I think he the one talking me out of it. You tried. You was long-winded. You was average. You know, you did your thing.
Let the fans decide, ball. I'm always above average, Boss Cowboy. But go ahead.
You was average.
Go ahead.
I think Tavis said it how it is. It's 2 types of genetics, boss. I get it. I know exactly what you said. I get it too. I get it. He said Dak is not for that action. So
Dak is too much of a team guy, and Tavis
right. He's too much of a team guy. You said that last time. Yeah,
we're talking in theory on what he should do,
right? But what he's gonna do, yeah. And see, you look like you winning a little bit. My boy Reggie Pete said team holdout. I ain't mad at that. See, because this is the thing about the holdout too, that if I was you, I would have hit me with this argument. He already got chemistry with those guys. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that one without saying, but you got
no. You gotta fight harder, man.
And he got paid. And he already got paid. Yeah, so he's not broke. He got $30-something million plus over $50 million worth of endorsements. So Dak Prescott is not in a poor financial position. He has enough money right now.
Hey, I'm getting him back on my side. Hold on. I think I'm getting him back on my boy. Tyrell said I disagree because he still auditioned for other teams like New England is keeping an eye on Dak. See, that's what I'm saying. See? Mr. Church preached to the OC and Mr. Reggie Pete. They out here talking reckless. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about putting up good tape.
He's auditioning
Yeah, no,
He's
he's
done
right.
enough
No,
auditioning.
no. I'm not gonna let you
I don't
do
like
it.
that word.
OC, he said
Auditioning.
auditioning. I'm not gonna let you
Auditioning?
do him like that.
He
You
already got a
wrong.
job.
You
Tyrone, he
wrong.
already got a job, bro. I love you,
No,
Tyrone.
he
You the
said
man.
auditioning and he's right. You wrong, OC. You need to apologize to this man. You wrong. You need to apologize to this man. This
Hey,
man is right.
Okay. Listen, Tyrone, I like you, man. Look, and I see where you're going, right? I see where
He's
you're going with
right.
the thought. I see where he's going. No, I'm not gonna say he's
just-
right because you audition when you don't have a job and you ain't been a successful starter in the NFL. That's when you audition. People already know you can play. You've proven you can play. You've already proven you can play. You went to the Pro Bowl. You led the Cowboys to the playoffs. People already know you can play. So audition now, good game tape, proving that you're healthy from your injury. Okay, I get that part. I give you that. I concede that. Okay, but in terms of a pure addition, I don't know. I don't know.
Man, bro.
I don't know.
I
Sorry.
hate to do you like this, OC, man, but
Come on. Go ahead.
You know what I'm
Go ahead.
saying?
Womp it. Womp.
no,
Womp it.
no.
Because people will sign him right now without even knowing. If he was an unrestricted free agent, he would have been signed already by one of the 6 or 7 teams that really need a quarterback.
Hey, they have a
would
new
already
show.
sign that.
They have a new show. It's called Name This Tune. What have you done for me lately? Doom, 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 doom. Who sing that song? Who sings this song?
Listen.
Janet Jackson. And she said, what have you done for me lately? Yeah.
Lately?
So, no. He's right. You always auditioning in the NFL, bro. Okay. What have you done for me lately? So, yes, preparation to interview to teams that might prospectively want you is exponentially important. Remember Jimmy Garoppolo, before San Fran gave him that money, he was auditioning. So he won 4 games with New England. Then he had to win 6, which he did with San Fran. Out of 10 games, he basically was like 10-0 on his record. Artificially gave him value, and he got market because it was, what have you done for me lately? So I think the most important thing Dak can ever do for himself is be exponentially prepared to play. And if you playing games with Dallas, holding out and all this kind of stuff, and it affect your prep, I say that's the bigger risk. You know, I want you to go out there and do exactly what you did before and put up 5,000 plus yards with very small interception to touchdown ratio. And like Tyrone said, interview for other teams, because Dallas, you have not committed to me. So I'm out here showing these other teams that I'm a good woman. You didn't put the ring on it, Dallas, with the contract. So I'm in the streets and I'm looking good. And don't go out there without the lipstick. You're trying to win. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, both of them, I think, get some truth in it. I think both of them have, but this is a real hard fight. Like, this ain't an easy debate on what to do because of the dysfunction of your front office. There's no wins.
What will get the contract done the fastest? And that's the lens in which I'm talking about, Boss Cowboy. What will get the contract done the fastest? To me, the thing that will get the contract done the fastest is a holdout. Yeah. Now, for himself, for his future, for his preparation, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about what's going to get that contract done the fastest. What is the thing to do that has the greatest probability of getting that contract done the fastest? To your point, you're correct. Yeah, it's good for him in terms of preparation for the team. It's great for him in terms of putting up great numbers this year and all that stuff. He knows the receivers. I don't think it'll take him a couple weeks, but to get in sync with everybody. He knows the playbook too, by the way. Right? He's already had an offseason with Mike McCarthy, so it's not like he's coming in, he's learning a new playbook, right? But in terms of him, and I'm thinking very selfishly, which Dak does not think selfishly, right? He's going to do what's best for his team. And at the end of the day, I mean, we're talking semantics here, Boss Cowboy, because Dak Prescott is going to show up.
Yeah. Well, these comments are good, man. These boys is preaching it here. See, listen, I'm finna hurt y'all feelings though, man. Boss feelings is getting ready. I said boss feelings. Boss Cowboy finna hurt your feelings. Man, put your grown man pants on. I gotta talk to you. We gonna switch to a whole. No. I ain't gonna even go to that yet. I got some more stuff. Let's stay on Dak for a second. One thing that I just want to point out. That's a couple of things before we move on. One of the saddest facts right now. One of the saddest facts is that the Dallas Cowboys has never made Dak one public offer above market in the APY or total guarantee. Not one. And I'm going to give y'all a trivia question. If you can answer this, I'll give you $1. My boy called this hater trivia. He said, what black QB made $1.95 million a quarter? And this is also something to kind of store away. Just store this away. I have all of this on my page. But you're hearing a lot of people talking about right now that Dak costs too much. This is one of the saddest memes that I've ever made. This was before he received his tag, OC. Mm-hmm. This is before he received the 31.4. Before Dak received the 31.4 million, Dak in 4 years of playing for the Dallas Cowboys, and I mean obliterating Wentz, only made in that 4-year period $4.7 million. Wentz in that same period made $39 million. So, when you see Dak and you say, Dak, why you being so aggressive? Why you just can't take less than Wentz? Why you can't take? Because at some point, you tired of being disrespected, man. Mm-hmm. At some point, you just want your organization to treat you like the other kids get treated in the yard. That's all you want sometimes. That's all you want. I don't want to get treated different. I don't want to get treated better. Just treat me like they treat their quarterbacks. Because the other teams, like we said earlier with Lamar, they said yesterday, we trying to talk to him. We trying to talk to him within the next 10 days about his contract. Guess what they saying with Dak, OC?
What they saying?
This is true, bro. What I'm finna tell you. Y'all go to this article with Todd Archer. It says Dallas Cowboys need to at least ask Matthew. You know what he said in this article, OC?
What?
He said they haven't even started talks.
Really?
Yes. So well, you got Lamar Jackson and you got they front office saying we gonna go to him within 10 days to try to wrap this deal up. Mm-hmm. You got us who was saying in July of 2020, 15, we was real close. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But now, no rush.
Mm-hmm. Is this is something, and I'm gonna just throw it out for thought, okay?
Yeah.
And if we've heard this said by many people, which I think to a degree is true. What is the undertoning thing? Is it control? Is it marketing? Is it ego? Is it there's something about Dak Prescott that we're not sold on? Is it the fact that the Cowboys and America's team have never had an African American quarterback as a franchise of the organization? Does that play into this at all? What is the real deal here? Because it gets to the point that this thing is becoming beyond logic, especially if Lamar Jackson gets signed in the next couple of weeks, God forbid, before March. And then right behind him, I'll tell you who else is going to get a lot of money. My Buffalo Bills quarterback, he's getting a whole load of cash, right, for his performance getting the Bills into the playoffs, right? So he's going to get paid. Then somewhere in the mix, you got Baker Mayfield. He's going to get paid here pretty soon too. So what is it? Because do they really want other quarterbacks to get signed? And then they're going to say, oh, well, it went from 39 to now 44. So, Dak, we just were waiting because we wanted you to be the highest paid. Is that going to be the narrative? What are we talking about here? I'm getting befuddled.
You getting befuddled? Oh no, man!
I'm getting befuddled.
Man, when that boy say befuddled, it's serious. Well,
Douglas said they don't fully believe in Dak, and yeah, I mean that has to be a factor because sometimes, for example, so have you ever had a girlfriend that you wanted to break up with, and you didn't really want to tell her the truth, but you just kind of told her like, hey, listen, we just ain't been getting along. I'm just changing. I'm different, right? You're making up excuses, but you're not saying the real underlying things, right? Like that you got bad breath. I don't like the way you dress. I don't like the way you act around my family. Like you're not saying the real core issues, right? You just giving surface issues, right, to try to soften a blow. Is that what's going on with the Cowboys? Are they just putting up a front and it's really deep-seated issues that they have never really talked about or that they don't want to address or will be wrong or evil to address and say this is why we don't really want to pay you?
I think it's partially. It's hard to say. I got a couple of theories. I'm gonna just say it. I said it before. I think what's happening, a couple of things. I think they have some negotiating philosophies that they sticking to, such as the squeaky oil will get the wheel. If you don't make noise, we'll just let you continue to play until you get hurt and we'll devalue you. Okay, that's a theory. Okay, that's one. Two, it could be what Pastor said, Pastor Douglas, that they don't fully believe in Dak. Okay, I think that's the least one, because how can you not when this man was on pace for 6,600 yards and your defense was the only reason we didn't start off 4-0? It's the only reason, because your quarterback was doing his job. So you can't be that silly and call yourself a football guy. But then you said race. I don't think race is an issue, because when I look at Quincy Carter, remember it was Jerry Jones who lobbied for Quincy Carter against his own scouts. Mm-hmm. So we had the black quarterback that was paraded and pom-pom by Jerry himself. So, and then I look at his track record with some of the black guys that was the easiest and low-hanging fruit to cut them. Like, for instance, Brent, the defensive tackle that played for us that's now in personnel, he had all kind of psychological breakdowns and issues. Remember, he killed his best friend. He had a psychiatric breakdown that looked horrible in the media, and killing your best friend was a bad media look. Everybody was calling or firing him. He was a practice squad type. He was no big deal. You cut him for PR. No, Jerry stood with him. And so I judge you on how you treat the little man. You know what I mean? If you was racist, that's easy to cut him. That's get out of here. PR. I'm hearing too much noise about you. Be gone. No, he did the opposite. So I don't buy race either with Jerry. I think some people that say race is based on how he handled the anthem. I think he handled the anthem completely clumsy, but I don't think that was race. I think that was capitalism. I think he was looking at the big base of supporters from Trump, you know, and he was like, that's a lot of money, so I'm about face on this, you know. It was not principled, but I don't think it was race, just being honest. Then my last theory is the Kardashian model, right? Where basically you make so much publicity money because your cap is around 200 million right now, likely might go down a little bit. But your organization is a $1 billion organization. What pays the bills? What's been paying the bills? Publicity. So you almost sacrifice your own for the ultimate bottom line. That's why, to me, it's not just Dak that they do this with. They did this with Zach Martin. They did this with Zeke. They did this with Tank. It's not unique to Dak. Now, if they was just doing this to Dak, I would say they don't believe in Dak. But no, it's Zeke. Who? You remember that?
Yeah,
I think
so,
it's more what you said earlier, and what I said earlier is Dak is the good guy, man. He keep doing all this good guy BS, man. If you don't play dirty with these guys, you ain't gonna get your paper.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
No, all I was going to say was that, after thinking about what you said and kind of sitting here kind of going back and forth in my mind about it, and of course I threw out a bunch of different possible theories, right? So like, here's the deal.
You went theory man on me.
Here's the deal. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal, man. I think that, I subscribe. I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to say it's these two things, okay?
All right.
As I sit here and I just digest this more and more and more, and I sit back and I just look at the back and forth. Okay, so the Joneses subscribe to a set of negotiating and business tactics that they are going to stick to, ride or die, unless you force them to break them in some type of way, okay? Number one. So they have their own set of business ethics and how they do business with people, okay? And so you're gonna have to make them break it, or either they're gonna win 110%. Number two, I'm gonna say the Kardashian model is very valid. Just all publicity is good publicity. Have us in the news, have us in the limelight. I'm gonna say that you like 2,000% right about that. So that's where I'm gonna table, I guess, my opinion on this for now. And just say those two things have to be the overriding themes and concepts.
Yeah, it got to be though. But William, man, he threw out a curveball. Ooh. He said, I really think Dallas waiting to see how these FA QBs fall. You seen all the talk with Watson, Stafford, and A-Rod. Take Stafford off your list. Take him off your list.
Yeah.
But A-Rod, Watson, take him off your list. Take Watson off your list too. I would even say A-Rod. No, yeah. Matter of fact, take all of them off your list. What's your opinion on that? I'll give you mine.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, you got to talk about somebody that has tremendous upside and that will be better than Dak Prescott. Watson, Stafford, A-Rod, they're not better than Dak Prescott, right? So, I mean, I don't really see why they will wait for free agent quarterbacks if it's none great. Now, here's a theory that I do have. If they're thinking about a quarterback, if they want to get a quarterback, it'll be a young rock star pick that they somehow mortgage their future and reach up high enough to get the Clemson quarterback. You know, something like that. Like the Cowboys, to me, are more inclined to do something like that, right? To make a big splash play because they're the Cowboys, and that's what they do. They make big deals, right? So to me, I don't think a Watson, Stafford, or A-Rod is really going to do anything. But let me go with your line of thinking for a second, William, okay? Because I'm trying to be fair and balanced in this argument. If they were looking at that, it's because they truly, going back to Pastor's point, they truly really don't fully believe in Dak, and they feel like they can plug in a suitable quarterback because they have a good running game and they have great receivers, they can just plug in a decent quarterback and he can put up the same numbers that Dak Prescott did. Now, if that's their real belief, then yeah, you would see them go for the free agent quarterbacks in the fall.
I take them all of them off the list. And if they had this discussion about free agents, it lasted 4 minutes, 2 minutes. It was like, because see, to me, this is about knowing the organization. Okay, so when you know this organization, you know Steven aggressively values draft picks, right? So Watson is going to be exponential in terms of his cost on draft picks. You're going to have to give up multiple firsts. Just even on PR, even if you'd had Dak in a trade for Watson, it would still require multiple firsts just because they want to save face in that as well. And Steven said himself it took the act of Congress to get Cooper, which should have been like common sense immediately. So meaning they was having a war on was a first worth it, and we had the last receiving core. So when you know Steven, you know pretty much all these guys, take them off your list because he not trading, period. So it just so like maybe with another team, yeah, but yeah, I consider free agency if it got like to where they trying to give them away. You know what I mean? And then maybe I call you, but once you start talking, yeah, I called the Texans and they was talking about 2 firsts. Okay, next, you know, so because you're not giving up, your quarterback who's loved. And then this is another thing that a lot of us don't factor. The biggest factor why Dak is going to be our quarterback is because he's a cash cow, man. He's the absolute face of the NFL with Mahomes. See, Mahomes should be, but it's Dak. Dak has the natural story that perfectly caters to all of the markets that the NFL has been trying to reach. Naturally, he caters to it. Authentically, he caters to it. His mom really died of cancer. He's really passionate. Before Dak walked into the league, they was doing a whole month campaign making their players wear pink. This man comes in with a genuine story about his mom and genuine about it. He would have did it for free. This is the ambassador that you have with Dak. That's just one. Then he spoke on race, which is also, let's be honest, a big marketing tool now. It's not just the movement of Black Lives Matter. It's the marketing of Black Lives Matter. Black people support people that support them. We spend. We have one of the richest spending habits in the world. And he caters to that. He also caters naturally to mental disorders. There's a major movement and push on mental health. He's an ambassador for that. Shoot, let's not stop OC. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, my brother. Man, Dak just signed another contract, man. Dak just signed another quarterback contract with Pepsi. And shout out to Mike Fisher, cause I saw his article and I tweeted about it and he retweeted my tweet. I appreciate that. See, and that's love when they do that because he know that I'm a sports brand, you know? And he put us, OC, in front of all of the people that follow him. So obviously, thank you, Mike, for that.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's basically sharing, each other's fan bases and stuff like that. And he pushed us out there. I appreciate that. But basically, he wrote an article, a good article, saying Cowboys QB Dak signs long-term deal to sell Bud Light. And I tweeted, I said, "Now this is embarrassing." A beer company sees Dak long-term value over his own team, and he retweeted it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, I was laughing like, oh man, this is embarrassing. But just to the point, he's a cash cow, man. You letting that walk out the door? Nah, bro.
Yeah,
I all need to
well-
stop playing. It ain't going nowhere. Go ahead though.
So here's a question for you, Boss Cowboy. So, what's your prediction? That's what I want to know. That's I think that's the people don't do.
Wait. I didn't see something. My boy DA just raised the point. I didn't even think of this. Hold on, DA. You gonna like this, OC. He said Dak pissed in their cornflakes with this Bud Light deal. He said Dallas is sponsored by Coors.
Yeah. Well, Dak is, DA, great point. Dak is a businessman. And here's the thing that people don't recognize. Dak is a businessman, but he hasn't been a true businessman with the Cowboys, to me. Now, he's getting shrewder with his representation and when he changed his agents, right, to have somebody be the intermediary and obviously try to get this deal done. But no, Dak is a straight-up businessman. And here's the thing. You got to sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal. You should sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal that's lucrative and that makes him stay and want to be a part of the Cowboys. But the key is, will you sign him to a long-term deal in a timely enough fashion not to ruin the relationship or get too deep into the season? Because once you get deep into the season, once the season starts and he throws a 2 or 3 300 or 400-yard game, it's going to be very hard for you to come to terms with this man. So to me, Boss Cowboy, you got to get this thing done rather sooner rather than later. And that's my concern with the Cowboys, because they're playing a game of chicken. They're playing a little bit of Russian roulette with this situation, because the longer this thing goes, I would not negotiate. If I was Dak Prescott, I would refuse to negotiate once the season started.
But this is embarrassing. My boy William say Miller Lite sponsors the Cowboys. I do think it's Miller Lite, but I get what DA was saying though. He knew it wasn't the beer company he signed with. But this man, this stuff is embarrassing, man. Like just try to think of it in common sense. You telling me a beer company weighed the risk of Dak? Long term. The key word is they did a long-term contract with Dak. And I'm like, you telling me that a private organization weighed the risk and reward and was like, yes, and for a long time. So, like, while our fans are steadily trying to fire Dak, you got corporations out there that's like, man, yes, I would do this. Go ahead.
And you know what though, Boss Cowboy, that is really a testament to Dak's leadership and his character, because a long-term deal with a beer sponsor just says that I don't really care what team you play for, Dak. It doesn't matter if you are committed to the Cowboys or not. We trust you. We believe in you. We can market in any environment that you go to, any city that you go to. We believe in you. So that's a huge compliment to Dak and who he is as a person and his character.
Douglas says fans love him, powers that be love him, but aren't in love with him. There's a difference. I just hope that's wrong.
Yeah,
it could be.
But
listen,
it could be right
away,
because
man.
Boss
Yeah, I'm
Cowboy.
not throwing that away, because I always say this: ego. Don't factor good logic in the ego. It's gonna disappoint you. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you'll hear us make the logical case, like, oh, listen, money, the cancer movement, the ambassador for these different movements and all that kind of stuff. That's all logic, but logic was also not to fire Jimmy Johnson, and he was fired. So,
Well, here's the deal, and to Pastor's point, is that I can love what you do for me and not love you. So at this point, what the Cowboys have proven is that they do love what Dak Prescott does for them. They love what Dak Prescott has done for them, right? And what he's doing for them. But do they really love Dak? Are they willing to do what's best for Dak? Are they willing to meet in common ground for Dak? And that is yet to be determined.
Peter, man, Peter, you my boy, man. I'm Peter. Peter, you got to call up here, man. Cause I'm sick of your lobby against Dak. I've been peeping you. You lobbying against my boy, man. I think I gonna know what's going on with you, man. You a Republican, but you one of them six-figure Republicans. You got to be a millionaire Republican, man. What I mean by that is you siding with the money guys. You keep doing that. I'm watching you, Pete. I'm watching. Now, my boy Peter said the team is also trying to do long term with Dak, but the agent refuses. Well, from the last offer that was leaked, Peter, from July 15th, they was trying to do a 5-year deal, and it's more than just the long-term deal. It's also, Peter, the total guarantee. Like, everybody keeps saying that, but the last offer is clear. The total guaranteed offer was disrespectful. It just really was. It's no other way to say it. They never made him an offer, Peter. Not one offer, not even one time. They never made him one offer that was over the total guarantee of 110. Not once. Matter of fact, this is the saddest truth I'm going to tell you and everybody else. This is the saddest truth. I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. Dallas front office has never made Dak Prescott even one public offer above market in the APY or total guarantee. Not one. Not one. And a lot of people, they say, well, boss, what does that matter? What does that matter? I was talking to this guy today, and he was being a jerk. He didn't want to hear from me. You know how some people, they can't receive truth based on who's telling the truth. That's how this guy was. So I was having a debate with this guy, OC, and he said, now I'm an economics major, got an economics degree and a finance degree. Like, literally, I got 2 degrees, finance, and 3 degrees, but one of them is in economic and one of them in finance, right? He telling me, you don't understand free market. If you understood the free market, you would. I was like, bro, no, I understand free market. I guarantee you way more than you. Like, literally, I had to sit through all kind of classes about this, man. You basically just saying free market because of the political affiliation you with. I know free market from actual higher learning, okay? So let me explain this real quick, why not making a market offer is so important. Because every market, when you're saying understand market principles, is based on a market driver. Okay, so the people that drive the market are agents, and the reason why they drive it is because how they attract clients. So they attract clients through headlines. So just imagine OC's an agent and I'm an agent, and we both trying to get Dak. What case are we going to make to sign with my agency? It's going to be, look at my wall and you can see all the record-breaking contracts I negotiated. That's why Todd Francis is not giving Dallas a team-friendly deal. It's not happening, and we need to stop lobbying for the Joneses on that, because that's crazy. That's against the market. You telling an agent to commit career suicide. He's not. He's going to go in there with a premier client like Dak and get him a premier deal. They not going to do a team-friendly deal because the Jones is trying to set a precedent to the other players that's up and coming. They not going to do it. So the Joneses do what they always do. They talk tough, they talk tough, they talk tough, and then they pay. That's what they do. They did it with Cooper. They did it with Zeke. They did it with everybody. Zeke who? We're man enough. You don't remember that show they put on? They put on a big show. Oh, so you remember that show? Oh, we're man enough to do what's best for the team.
Yeah.
And paid him.
Yep. Well,
So-
here's the deal, though. You said earlier, Boss Cowboy, and you brought up an excellent point, too.
Yeah.
That when ego is involved, you cannot always go to what's logical. And you do got Todd Francis, who is historically, if you trace some of the deals he signed, he is a heck of a negotiator.
Yeah.
And he is like determined not to break one thing, but normally he breaks all three.
All three?
Right.
Can you say that again?
Total guarantee. He normally breaks all three markers, which would be average per year, total guarantee, and even total contract amount with a limited amount of years. So 4, actually, if we going through the years.
Especially
so
if you say
he
duration, right?
Yeah, duration, the years of length of contract. So he is a hard ball negotiator. And
Yeah.
to me, to your point, which you bring up, that's an excellent point. I think I would rather let Dak hit free agency and get him a blockbuster deal than me give the Dallas Cowboys any type of discount. It would have to be Dak Prescott to say, you know what? No, let's just make the deal happen. I really love Dallas. I really want to be in Dallas. But based on feedback from his brother and how he's being treated, I don't think that Dak would back off the gas and say, hey, you know what? No, let's just take this and make the deal happen. I think it could get that ugly where he actually does hit the market based upon the history of his agent.
Yeah, and I agree with you on this, Peter. I actually said this earlier. Exactly what you just said. I agree with you 100% on this. He said, boss, that's where the negotiations come in. Concede to the years on the player side and ask for the higher guarantee from the team. Peter? I gotta just... I agree, Peter. That's exactly what we said earlier. It's going to take compromise, man. It's going to take Dak, because you right on that part. And, like, I'm not here to say, oh, I'm always right. When you right, I'm going to give you your props on it. And one thing to Peter's point again, that's how the Joneses been keeping the team together, by making everybody do long-term deals. So he right on that. So I'm going to move on to that because we always covered that. But sometimes people peek in and they never heard it. So I just say it again real quick. But, yeah, Peter, hats off to you on that one, man. You definitely hit that one on the head, my brother. I'm going to do a quick change real quick. But before I do, we need y'all help. And I mean this, like, seriously. We really do need y'all help, man. We need help. We need a few more subscribers on my YouTube. And the YouTube, the OC and I, is super fly. We super upgraded it. It's super fancy. But we need some more subscribers to take us into a new threshold. So please go over there and do that. We always say this, but I don't want to get y'all spoiled when I say this, but Facebook is popping. It's growing like crazy. All the threads are popping, like great conversation on everything we post. It's a lot of energy on Facebook, but hey, we got to get that same energy going over there, like big time, like for real. So I want to just kind of point that out before we get to our next topic. Matter of fact, I'm going to give y'all a super fly slide. I'll give y'all this slide. We ain't did the flag in a while. But I'm going to raise a topic that's going to maybe hurt some feelings, man. Oh, see. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right. So this is what this is about. I'm going to read this. Have a seat, everybody, because this going to piss you off. But, hey, we got to go back in time so that we don't be foolish in this offseason. According to beat reporter Clarence Hill of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, Dallas didn't want to sign Pro Bowl safety Tyrann Mathieu because at the time he wasn't deemed a special player or scheme fit under then defensive coordinator Rod Marinelli. Mathieu, the former Cardinal and Texan, instead inked a 3-year, $42 million contract with Kansas City Chiefs, he was an instant hit, tallying 63 solo tackles, 12 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, and 2 sacks en route to first-team All-Pro honors and a Super Bowl title. The Honey Badger continued his dominance in 2020, snagging 6 interceptions, third in the NFL, and scoring on a pick 6. He was named to his third career All-Pro squad and second Pro Bowl as the Chiefs look to repeat as champions. The Cowboys, meanwhile, were forced to suffer through their apparently uninspiring Xavier Woods, Jeff Heath pairing in 2019. Heath then defected to the Raiders, leaving Woods and Darian Thompson. So, OC.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I just think that the Cowboys have certain methods and priorities that, just to be honest with you, it's kind of like, your thoughts are not my thoughts and your ways are not my ways. Like certain things about God you don't understand, but he's God. I mean, there's certain things about the Joneses, man, and how they make decisions about certain things I don't get, but hey, I guess they're the Joneses, man. I mean, there's no way in the world, man, that if you have an opportunity to sign Honey Badger, that you don't, right? I don't think that you do that. He's been special since he's been at LSU. Right, he was special coming into the league, except he had an ACL injury and kind of held him out for a year. But he's always been a ball hawk. He's always been a great coverage guy. He's always been a willing tackler, and he just went and just showed it, replacing Eric Berry, I believe. That was the all-star free safety for the Chiefs for a while. I mean, basically replacing that guy. So he's great, man. I don't know what Rob Marinelli is thinking about. Maybe it's a situation with Mike Nolan, similar situation. It's like decision making, right? And I also think it's a good old boy system here, just to be honest, man, is that he was loyal to Heath. He was loyal to the safeties that he had. He thought that these are my boys and I'm going to ride with these boys. And that's really what it was, man. Just when it boils down to it. I was trying to be nice and not just say that like
being
that.
Nice. Get sick of that.
That's what it is. Good old boy. Good old boy. Good old boy.
Say, listen, yeah,
he's our boy.
And see, some people will listen to you and OC and Buddha and Geechee and the other teammates we have and Tavis, and they'll say, you guys are negative. We're loyal. See, because you got to look at what was said again and why they said it. Them boys said, OC, this was for Xavier Woods and Jeff Heath. To your point.
Not a scheme fit.
Yeah, they say it wasn't a scheme fit, but it was who it was for. It was to cover for Xavier Woods and Jeff Heath. And This is obviously recent because he talking about 2020, right? So he was basically featuring and going back and reviewing that decision. That's what Clarence Hill was saying. Like, they called this man, he said they didn't have a scheme fit with us, and this man is all pro. And y'all said this basically as if Xavier Woods and Jeff Heath were comparable. Come on, man. And then it gets worse. Listen, man, I'm here to hurt some feelings today, but we got a point to this. It's going to hurt a little bit, but hey, man, medicine hurt before it gets you better. This was about Thornhill. You see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thornhill has positional versatility as he can play safety and even cornerback. However, he'll enter the league as a free safety. And Rashard claims he has high hopes for current free safety Xavier Woods. A name again. In his mind, it wasn't a hard decision to pick Hill, who could immediately step into starting lineup in place of the departed David Irvin. There you have it. Bruh. Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, Thornhill, which we know history, Matthews, but we can keep going on and on and on and on in years. And even when you got Donovan Wilson, who PFF called the best playing safety of that preseason in the deepest safety class in 40 years, you still took all day to start him. So OC,
Why is that, Boss Cowboy?
I think you hit it on the head. We got favorites. We got favorites, and we gotta look at it and say what it is. We got freaking favorites. It keep happening. You don't make up stuff like Tyron Smith. I mean, not Tyron. You got me talking crazy now, so I'm so mad. Tyron Matthew is not deemed a special player. Oh, see, you said it, man. I'm crying in the inside. I'm crying.
Mm-hmm.
He's been special since LSU.
Mm-hmm.
He was special before LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And you said he wasn't special to make room for your guys. And it's in writing. And you know the saddest part about this, OC, bro, is I just gotta let the tears flow. Man, just angry, my brother. Every offseason, they sell us on this type stuff, man. They sell us on this. That's what's aggravating. This is aggravating. Is that the game of football is won by literal inches, and you giving miles of favoritism to some. You can't do that and be a so-called winning team with winning culture. There's no favorites. There's no favorites, bruh. Because if you have favorites, the teammates know who the favorites are. And if the teammates know, they not going to play as hard when they know you're not favored.
Yeah, well said, well said. I think that, our only hope is that underneath the new regime with Mike McCarthy, that this is not the case, right? That we have some improvements, right? I'm hoping, right? And listen, I'm giving a grace period. You know how you give people a grace period? You know how, like, you're supposed to turn in your mortgage on time, but they give you like a 5-day grace period before they report you to the credit bureaus if you got a house, you know what I'm talking about? Look, man, I'm giving Mike McCarthy a grace period, right? I'm going to give him a little slack because of COVID, because of a worldwide pandemic, right? To get his stuff together a little bit, Boss Cowboy. And I know you can go a lot of places with what I just said, but I'm going to give him just a smidge of slack, and I'm going to see how he reacts with playing time and certain personnel that we know should be on the field this coming year before I make some type of judgment about it. But with Rob Marinelli being gone, I mean, hey, hopefully this is not the case moving forward. But yes, historically, it has been a lot of leeway given to certain players. That's definitely true. But DA mentioned about Bill Belichick, but DA, that's a Super Bowl winning organization. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the Cowboys.
Pause, OC. Pause on what you just said. Because it's not just. No, it's not. You see it? In case there was still any doubt, Dak Prescott is the best quarterback from the 2016 NFL draft class. RJ Ochoa said that. But I look at this different, man. And the reason why he said that is because around the NFL broke this, that Rams are expected to have an open QB competition if Jared Goff isn't traded. OC, I even cut the music to make this point. No, you don't have to be Belichick to be fair. You don't have to be Belichick to say, hey, man, this guy that's under you, that's paid less than you, showed us something that's similar to you. And if he's cheaper and just as good, you're gone. We don't have to be politicians. We don't. We choose to be. We choose that. And I'm sick of it. Because if we say that we trying to win, you don't do this, man. You don't cover for no Xavier Woods and Jeff Heath at the expense of a Tyrann Matthews. You don't do that. Yeah. And you don't sell that to your fan base. You don't tell your fan base they stupid to their face. And I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of it. I'm totally sick of it. Thompson was told that he was a starter and went out there and lost us games. And it's over favoritism. And nobody's saying nothing about it. And everybody's scared to say it. Say it. It's what it is. And I'm sick of it, man. It's what it is. We see it in our face. We saw it with Witten. We saw it with Xavier Woods. We saw it with Heath. We see it with Anthony Brown versus Lewis. And we talking about, let's get in the playoffs for culture. No, stop favoritism for culture. We see it. McVay went to the Super Bowl with him. And McVay is not Belichick. And he said, I'm opening up competition. Because this other guy showed me he's possibly just as good as the guy we just paid.
But
I know I got animated on that, bro. No. You know, y'all forgive me for that. But you know, I love football. It's in my heart, bro. Like, shoot. I love this game, bro. Just like you, OC. Man, we bled for this game. And we know what it takes to win, bro. We from winners, man. We from winners, man. No, bro. Excuse me. Go ahead, OC.
No, go ahead. Listen, never ask for forgiveness, man, for telling the truth about something and how you feel. So listen, here's the deal. What's really compelling is that they just guaranteed Jared Goff $110 million, right? So you're talking about $110 million and you open up a competition. Now, I will say something, okay? Sometimes you do use tactics to light a fire underneath people's tail, right, in the media. So with McVay, I mean, this could be a potential tactic to get the best out of Jared Goff because he's had some up and down play. You know, if you look at the seasons, he has some up and down play, right? So it could be a tactic, but it also could be a very real thing because that number 2 quarterback could be a starter for a lot of people. I'm not going to lie, that boy can ball. He can run, he can throw that rock, he can ball, and he appears to me, if I'm just being honest, not to get too much on the Rams, but it appears to me from my eyeballs that the man has more moxie. He has more courage. He has more natural leadership. And so I see perfectly why you open up that QB competition. That makes perfect sense. But then coming back over to the NFC East, we have coaches getting fired, thrown out, and fighting. And because of, you know, we want to stick with the old guy that we just paid, even though we have a good potential draft pick that's shown that he can lead this team too. So it's kind of two sides of a different coin, Boss Cowboy. It's going to be always the element of politics, no matter what you do, no matter where you go. And listen, I'm not
accepting that, OC. I'm not accepting that.
No, you don't have to accept it. But I'm telling you, as long as the Cowboys have been the last at least 10 years, Boss Cowboy, at least the last 10 years, it's always been an overarching element of politics. It has been. I'm not saying it should be. I agree with you completely. But I'm saying that it has been, Boss Cowboy. And that's why I said, hey, let's look at this year. Let's see how it goes with Mike McCarthy and certain player personnel. Bumquisha, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you're shaking your head. But let's see how it goes with certain personnel this year, right? And then that will give us at least a consistent track record of performance with this coaching staff to say if they're playing favorites or not. You see what I'm saying?
Playing favorites, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you one thing that's also extra frustrating, bro. When I listen to our fans and we act as if favoritism is okay. Like we say stuff like, well, we know how it is. If they pay him, they go play him. I was on a late night hype last week with Big Game James, Will Steele, and Law. We were talking about this. And we had on there Tyler Patman. He was a guest of mine. Tyler Patman, the ex-player for the Dallas Cowboys. OC, as you know. Mm-hmm. And he was saying, yeah, this is how it works. Is if they pay you, you go get way more reps. You're gonna, and he accepted that as the norm of being in Dallas. This is coming from a player. This ain't boss Cowboy and the OC opinion. Patman played for us, man, and he talked about what it was like playing for Dallas. And he said one of the things that hurt is when you know you better than somebody and they playing because of money. And our fans accept it. We just, hey, you know, Anthony Brown got paid, so he gonna play. Oh, there's no outrage from you, Mr. Cowboy fan, Miss Cowboy fan? You just gonna accept that? You not gonna let your voice be known at all? You just gonna lay back and accept that? You gonna give him the cheeks? No, he can't have my cheeks. No, I'm loyal. Because I'm loyal, I'm gonna tell you, no, stop this, man. Stop this. Yeah. This is the cancer of our team, bro. This is the cancer of our team. And if we don't root this out, we are hoping for 6 in vain. We are hoping for 6 in vain. Now, if y'all want us to come over here and just give you off-season fake bubblegum rah-rah, this ain't the show. Look, if we say we loyal, we calling out the stuff that's the cancer of our team because we got the talent. We got smart football guys, OC. Jerry Smart. Steven Smart. Will Smart. McLeod Winner. It's just the soft skill. It's too much. This is my guy, DiNucci. He played with my brother. Mike Nolan was my guy. Anthony Brown is my guy. Witten, you can retire. Come back whenever. Sean Lee, you can retire. Let us know when you're ready to retire. What? Then you get up there and because you're protecting these guys, you say stuff like, I see nothing wrong with our linebacker crew. And I was like, hold on. Malcolm Smith played better. Oh, no. I don't see nothing wrong with our linebacker crew. Steven, that's your heart. You loyal, but you loyal to a fault. And I like your loyalty. But your loyalty because you like Sean Lee, you got a man too old still trying to play. But saying you want to get 6. What's first? 6 or Sean Lee? What's first? 6 or Witten? What's first? 6 or your relationship with Xavier Woods and Heat? What's first? Amen.
Relationships, you know the old adage, Boss Cowboy. Friendships and kinships. So the culture of the organization has always been friendships and kinships. You're going to have to get new owners if you want to eliminate that. So that's not going to really be eliminated, Boss Cowboy. The only thing that's going to take place that will eliminate that. No, listen, Boss Cowboy.
They can't just change. They can't just humble.
Listen carefully. Listen carefully. The only thing that would change something like that, and that was strong enough to change something like that, they fired more than 20 years ago. Ooh. They fired him.
Oh, man.
They fired the guy that was strong enough to actually eliminate the friendships and kinships. And any guy that showed any signs of being strong enough to have the courage, the intestinal fortitude to eliminate friendships and kinships, they let them go too, a.k.a. Bill Parcells, a.k.a. Jimmy Johnson. Anytime you had real strong personalities types that will make hard decisions and care about winning only and screw the relationships, right? Let's think about winning and winning football games. Those guys somehow got uprooted, even if they were really great coaches.
Go ahead, man. Bonquiche ain't mad at you this time.
No, go ahead. No, I'm saying, listen, you're going to have a strong personality type, a strong coach that's almost incongruent hand and foot with the general managers and all those things, the people that are making key personnel decisions with the Cowboys. And unless you have a strong personality type, it still is probably going to be what it is. Now, Mike McCarthy, I don't know if he is the personality type to make that happen. Privately, he may be stronger behind closed doors to have those conversations to eliminate some of this stuff. But if he's not, then he's not. We know that Jason Garrett wasn't. He was adopted son, pretty much, right? We knew that he wasn't. But these other guys in the new coaching staff, maybe they are boss Cowboy, and that's the only way you eliminate it. Because from a ownership perspective, their personalities and their temperaments are exactly what they are. And that's going to be real difficult to change.
Man, you hit that, though. You hit that. Man, it's, I could just tell you with me, and I can speak for me, I love Dallas, man. And I ain't talking about just the Dallas Cowboys. I'm from Dallas. I love this city, bro. A tear almost coming down my eyes as I speak. My firstborn son name is Dallas. And we came up with it, me and his mom, within 2 minutes. So, every now and then you go definitely see me and the OC get passionate, but we ex-players and we love the game. The OC could be doing a million things. I could be too. But the OC said something to me the other day that I understood. He said, man, this is beyond a podcast. This is my therapy. And I get that, because when football is in your heart, you'll do this type of stuff for free because you love it. It brings you closer to the game. And you can't have a love the way that the OC and I have. Like, you can't say you love your brother and watch them do crack cocaine, for a crazy example, and say nothing. That's not love. That's not loyalty, to watch your friend get cheated on and you do nothing. I can't watch favoritism be the breakdown of what I love. And they showing us a lot of love, man. My boy Reggie Pete said, he said, man, I love y'all show. Y'all keep it 1,000. Man, that's all we do. My boy Peter said, man, much love to Peter. Fire boss, pure fire. Yeah, bro, we go just say it how it is, man. That's what we are, man. That's what we go stay. This is the character of the show you listening to. We go sometimes be wrong. I've been wrong. I've been grossly wrong. And I'm gonna admit some things I was wrong on the show. I was wrong on even our defensive coaches breakdown. I made a critical error. I picked some coaches that was on playoff teams that can't even realistically be on our team, but that was a mistake. I can openly say I made a research mistake, and I put bad stuff in the public. But I'm also man enough to say I did, so that I can move forward as a better podcaster, a better analyst. So the OC and boss are never going to act like we smarter than everybody, or smarter than the Joneses, or smarter than Jerry, or smarter than Will. That's not us. But we also honest and loyal enough to say, I see what's hurting us, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and real quick before we get off, if y'all got a different topic real quick y'all want us to address before we get off, just throw some ideas in there and we address it. But man, that's one of the main things to me, OC. That's one of the main things that I'm gonna periodically visit and revisit is the politics, man. Like, it's like, and we gotta address that. And it's so sad, OC, that I actually have a prediction. You know what my prediction is? I think it's Xavier Woods coming back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
And what they likely go do, if he come back, but this time I'm not gonna let it ride at all. They go hit us with this type of PR stuff. oh, we turned down this safety because he wasn't a fit. We did this because he wasn't a fit, and we have faith, and we felt like Xavier Woods had a pretty good year 4, and we think he's going to turn the corner. And the real truth is, you really just liking this man because he gave you a cheap deal. Let's just be honest, Steven. You like this man like you like Anthony Brown because you like his price, not his play. Because Ray Charles can see that Ray Charles should see, because we do got some Anthony Brown clowns out here. We got some Anthony Brown co-signers out here that still believe some kind of way that Anthony Brown is going to develop in year 5. They believe that still. And they'll still co-sign him over Jordan Lewis. And you put Jordan Lewis over Wooze. Jordan Lewis can't be better than Wooze, but worse than Anthony Brown. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know, like everybody eyes can clearly see. But yeah, we got the co-signers out there. And then I'm gonna be honest, we also got some podcasts that's some, I'm gonna say how it is, they some sycophants, man. If you don't know what that is, it's a kiss butt. It's a kiss butt. And some of these boys got aspirations to get jobs with the Dallas Cowboys and all that kind of stuff. And so what they doing is they catering to Kool-Aid. They
But it's so
catering to
sweet.
Kool-Aid.
It's
They
so
catering
sweet.
to Kool-Aid. They pump and everything. Just Quinn is great. The DB coach is great. The D line coach that's a foreign exchange guy is great, and everybody is great. No, you want a job. Be honest. I want to be independent. I don't want a job.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I want Boss Cowboy to grow to where we ain't thinking about how much money we getting, or I gotta go do shows with these guys or whatever. No. Me, OC, and the team and everybody else, we go rock it all the way to the top ourselves. You know what I mean? Straight up. So I can keep telling the truth, and I ain't got to worry about, hey man, these guys, they paying us, so we got to kind of keep it down a little bit. No, the people that's paying us is our subs, our subscribers, the people that believe in the movement, the people that sharing this. That's who believe in us. So that's who we speak for. The people that don't have an emotional investment with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, we can be honest, bro. What was you gonna say?
No, boss, you said that beautifully, man. I just think that at the end of the day, man, people all got different goals. And so this podcast has always been one to have the authentic mindset and have a truth mindset, and just go give it to you honest. But also, still, your voice matters here. And so it's important, what you think and what you want to talk about. We want to talk about that too. But as regards to commentary and breakdown, we'll give it to you honest. We'll give it to you straight. We'll give it to you as we see it. And that's just what it is.
You just what it is what it is. But hey, man, this is a fire show, man. We covered a lot. This is gonna be a good show to go back and re-listen to, because we went through a lot, man. I mean, from just, oh my God, man, we covered it. So, man, this is the type of show, trust me, in about 3 or 4 months, when the off season really get going, what's gonna happen is this the type of show that is good to revisit, because it's gonna be some things that we said that's gonna start happening, like for real. Like, we talked about very, very openly the risk of Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, and Allen jacking up the price. And sure enough, OC, only 3 weeks or 4 weeks later after we said it, bop! Right on that eye bone. We got hit right on the eye bone. And we giving another warning that most people not mentioning. People keep bringing up. They keep bringing up Lamar getting paid, Allen getting paid, man, Baker Mayfield getting paid. That's what's gonna really mess up the market. And the OC broke it down so well. OC said last week, man, I'm from Ohio. That man on every billboard. He's the cash cow of Ohio. See, we like to say, oh, he ain't good. He don't deserve market. Nah. He's making an economy reign. When you an economy quarterback, they're paying you.
Baker Mayfield to the Browns is what LeBron James was to the Cavaliers. But see, people don't understand. When LeBron James left, like that caused jobs, a significant amount of jobs to be lost. That caused an influx of money to be out of that economy. In terms of TV dollars, in terms of jobs, because he was there, because he put so many butts in seats because of his performance, and he's a Hall of Famer. So that's why when he came back, they welcomed him with open arms. But guess what? The Cavs owner, when he left LA, he was mad again that he was coming against them because he meant that much to the bottom line of that team and also for the community and the economy. Okay, so now Baker Mayfield is that for the Cleveland Browns. He has, not by himself, but the figurehead, okay, the figurehead and the representative of the movement that made Cleveland relevant again. And Cleveland hadn't been relevant, guys, for 20, 30 years.
Yeah, he's
paid. That critical. He's paid.
Critical. And see, Tavis, you might have to call me on this one because I'm trying to get this logic you on before we get out of here, man. My boy Tavis said this, and we gonna go after maybe a couple of more comments. But my boy Tavis said, don't be surprised if Allen gets a deal after the season. Tavis, no, Allen is getting paid this off season, not after the season. They're not going to do no 5th year. Let's wait and see. No, only Dak is treated like that. The other franchises are going to pay their guys. They're going to pay him, bro. This man was in the running for MVP. Yes, I agree. See, because I know you thinking logic, but you can't think logic sometimes. You got to mix in logic with ego. This man just had a spectacular year. And all those people in the Bills organization that picked him and said that he was going to be good, they ready to say, I was right for job security. So they go ahead and secure him. See, Dak is the opposite. Kirk Cousins was the opposite. They came in as the black sheep. So it was people in both organizations that was doubting them, both of those guys coming in. So that's why Kirk was tagged twice. Dak is tagged twice because both of them came into the building doubted. So like everything to me, and like to what the OC said, has a degree of politics in it. And because of the politics, that man getting his paper. Allen. And it might.
And Allen, Tavis, you got to remember, Allen was the quarterback that the Bills wanted.
Oh, he said that's what I meant. I did that.
Yeah, Allen was the quarterback that the Bills wanted. He was drafted in the first round coming from a smaller school, right?
Yeah.
So think about that. They're not letting the guy that they drafted get the personnel director, the GMs that they wanted. He came and he performed well. The contract to Allen, see, look at the behind the scenes, guys. I'm going to give you just a brief little glimpse, okay, with this statement. Him getting a blockbuster deal was validation that the scout, the GM, and all those who had participation in him getting that first round draft status, that he's validation that we were correct. We hit on this. We're good at what we do. Now you got more opportunities to move up, to get paid more, and to keep your job because you hit on the franchise quarterback. So it's important.
Right. So yeah, man. Yeah, man, these comments, I be laughing. These balls is Angela Smith. She say, real quick, and we out here. I will see, man. I know you tired, man. I know you tired. No, I'm messing with you. She say, pay Dak. Yeah, absolutely. And see, my boy DA, I'm gonna call that dude man Knuckle DA, man. That dude always fighting. My boy DA say, but he right on this. My boy say, and Allen was looking like trash juice before they got him weapons. Yes, he was. Trash juice, small correction. Trash juice with a sprinkle of manure. Straight up. He was looking bad. Like, I didn't see it. And then, man, it's so much. I could go a whole nother hour or two, man, on some stuff that just hit my head. I'm gonna go ahead and get out. But my boy, before we go, man, let's end it with YouTube. Because Tyron Church, he hold down our YouTube, man. I appreciate you. My boy Tyron, he be over there. Man, sometimes y'all need to get off this page and go to our YouTube page, man. Y'all be leaving my boy, but my boy Tyrone be over there, man. He be riding on YouTube solo like, hey, man, I know, more for me. Because every time you make a comment, Tyrone, I see you. Because he be rocking on that YouTube. He be rocking. But he said Dak signed at the Super Bowl. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I know. I can't say you lied though. I can't say you lied. So, oh man, one more. Now, just one more OC, because they venting right now. My boy DA say, but they'll say he carries the team. Exactly. That's one of those made up theories for Dak. It's like they made that theory up to hate my man. Like. It's never been a standard that a quarterback must carry a team to get paid until Dak. It was no standard ever mentioned of carrying until it was time for our quarterback to get his money. And I was watching, I'm gonna tell you a sad story, man. You know who noticed? The media. I'm not gonna call out the station, but one time I was at a practice for the Dallas Cowboys, and one of the famous radio stations was sitting right there, and I was watching them go live, and they was going crazy, and they was making all this crazy narrative that, well, Dak, should you pay him 28 million because he hasn't proven he can carry a team. And I'm listening. Then they went to a commercial. Well, thank you for watching the station and where we boom. And then they got off. And then while they was on the commercial, they was greeting us. And I said, hey, I heard you say that Dak didn't carry a team. I said, but isn't having the most game-winning drives only under Brady at that time? And having all those fourth quarter wins when the defense know you got to throw? Isn't that the definition of carrying? He said, yeah, it is. And sat right back down once they got off the commercial and started lying. Told me to my face. Yeah, you right. What's your name? Boss Cowboy? Okay, nice to meet you. You right. Put his headphones on and got back and start saying, Dak needs to carry a team, as I was saying before the commercial. Because it's not about the truth. It's not about the truth with a lot of people, man. It's about ratings. It's about clicks. It's about getting attention. So they create narratives even on their own. Even in Dallas. Our own writers would make up stories and try to get our best players fired just for an article click. Because I'm a writer. I got paid from that, especially when I was writing professionally for other companies. And I know the game. You get paid a lot of them per click. So it becomes not even about the truth that you're saying in your writing. It's more about what's gonna make you click. So they create stories. DA, that's what they do. You got one more thing on the LC or anything?
No, I think that, I mean, we talked about it, and we just, hey, we're making a point very, very clear. Again, politics and again, narrative. And the difference is, hey, you're not getting narrative and politics on this show. We go call it like we see it, and we go tell you the truth and give you the pure analysis of what's actually happening. So, I mean, that guy has a job to keep, unfortunately, right? Whoever that radio caster was, there's somebody that's paying him and somebody that's in an influential position that if he doesn't say or do certain things, it's going to affect his income and his family, right? That's the position that he's in. And so, he's going to say certain things, whether it's wrong or right. But the beauty is you get the truth right here at Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. So listen, tune in, keep tuning in, and keep following us, man, and we're going to keep it popping for you.
Lastly, the reason why we do what we do is because we're loyal. Because here, we're not devoted. It's all about being loyal. So you're not going to get here on this show what you want to hear. You're going to get what you need to hear. And it's going to be things that we wholeheartedly believe is going to make us better. So you, like OC said, y'all definitely stay with us, man. And we thank you for all the love that y'all continue to show. I love the warrior spirit of the people that follow Boss, because Boss Cowboy Sports and the OC is not for everybody, man. We know that. We know everybody not our cup of tea, but then we also know that we fit most because over time you see that we at least make the effort to be honest. So you can begin to like a person like that even if you don't like them initially. Because you go see, just like I admitted, I got it wrong on those coaches. I got it wrong. I put out bad analysis, but I corrected it. You go see us do that. Whenever we find out we wrong, we go correct it and correct it openly. Because to me, that's really being real because we loyal. We love y'all, and y'all stay up, follow, like, subscribe, especially on YouTube because we need that literally today.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.